Hey guys, how is it going? Tonight I am doing another album review on a brand new album that was just released about an hour ago, Panic at the Disco's, I believe, sixth studio album. I'm a huge Panic at the Disco fan. I loved Death of a Bachelor. Amazing songs, creative, unique, different, very vibrant, and extraordinary. It really is. Brendan is amazing. Anyway, so like I said, this is an album review, and this is a first reaction. This is my first time listening to the album, so I will be going track by track, listening to the tracks. I have heard the buzz singles and singles released up until the album release, so I've heard those songs, but everything else is brand new, so sit back and enjoy. Okay, so first up are the two tracks on the album called Fuck a Silver Lining and Say Amen Saturday Night. Now, these two were released simultaneously together like a month or two ago, and I instantly loved them. Typical Panic at the Disco, very much reminded me of Death of the Bachelor, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I love them so much that I will listen to them again before I actually dig into the rest of the album. It's just cherries on top. Silver lining. Fuck a silver lining. Big cat. Mama got it. So clearly, the first two tracks are total bops, total party anthems. You can dance to them, you can jam to them, you can drive to them, you can clean your dishes to them. Honestly, these are awesome songs to open up the album. I get the impression that this album won't really diverge a lot from Death of a Bachelor, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Again, I really enjoyed that album, so if this is anything like that album, then I expect only good things. I would have liked them to maybe challenge themselves and maybe release something that we're not used to. I feel like a lot of pop artists in general today, are very much experimenting with different sounds and melodies musically. So maybe down the line, Panic at the Disco will, but for now, I am still pleased with this album so far. So the third track on the album is called Hey Look Ma, I Made It. And this is the first song on the album I have not listened to yet. Okay, so track number 3, Hey Look Ma, I Made It. Pretty decent song, nothing to really complain about. It's pretty good, nothing spectacular, nothing that blows me away. It is just, a good, I guess, filler track. And when I say filler track, I don't say that in, a negative sense. It's still good to listen to, but it's not one of those go-to tracks, I imagine. And track number 4 is called High Hopes. This was also another, I guess, buzz single released prior to the album's release, so I have heard it already, and I really enjoy it. Okay, track number 4, High Hopes. Really awesome song. I love it. I feel like from listening to Hey Look Ma, I Made It and High Hopes, even one of the later tracks called King of the Clouds, which was also another track released prior to the album being released, I get the impression that this album, at least from what I gather, one of the themes is about finally making it, being that one in a million to say, finally achieving your dreams. Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Hey, everyone, I finally achieved what I set out to do. So I feel like that is one of the running themes in the album. Kind of, perseverance, hard work. Look at what I did, and I'm very proud of myself. Hey, Ma, I made it. And moving on, track number 5, The Roaring Twenties. Fuck, man, I just want to get up and dance. Like, fuck. Okay, so track number 5, Roaring Twenties, and I Am in Love Once Again. Terrific song. I literally just wanted to jump out of my bed and just fucking dance my pants off. Oh my god, I did not just say that. No, but the Roaring Twenties, I honestly love the 20s, 30s, 40s. I love the fashion from back then. I love the music. I love the glamour. I love movies based on older decades. Not necessarily older movies filmed in older decades, but I just love those eras. You know, the fashion, the glamour, you know, the Roaring Twenties. I just love it. Probably one of my favorite songs on the album so far. And track number 6 is called Dancing's Not a Crime, and no, it is not. Dance is not a crime. Oh my god. Wow, I need a beer, I need a rum and coke, I need something heavy to drink right now. This album is a lot of fun to listen to, as you can see. Track number 6, A Dance Is Not a Crime. Honestly, I was having a little bit of a party here in my bed. Laying down on my stomach. It was a lot of fun. Definitely one of the highlights of the album. I absolutely love it. See, when you're having a good time, I guess your hair doesn't really matter anymore, so fuck it. And moving on, track number 7, One of the Drunks. What a perfect segue. And it actually doesn't help that it's still like plus 30 outside. It's 12:30 at night and it's still sweltering. And the fact that I was, jamming to that song in my bed didn't help the sweat factor. Okay, that was track number 6, One of the Drunks, and as you can see, though not drunk, it was still a lot of fun to listen to. I'm having a blast listening to this album. I am enjoying it. I really don't have any complaints yet. Yeah, so moving on, we are going on to track number 8, The Overpass. And that was track number 8, The Overpass. I love it. Another great song, especially the opening. The opening snippet I really enjoy. It's very high adrenaline. It's like something you would maybe hear in a action movie, maybe like a Tarantino movie, maybe even like a James Bond movie. It's very nice. It's very unusual to hear it on a pop album, but because it's from Panic at the Disco, expect the unexpected. Okay, moving on to track number 9, King of the Clouds, which was another buzz single leading up to the album release. I really enjoy this song. I love it. I don't really have anything to complain about. Clouds. Of the clouds with all this. I loved it. Well, all I can say is that my body is definitely getting a workout tonight. And we have arrived at the second to last track called Old Fashioned. And that was track number 10, Old Fashioned, and there's a very anthem quality to that song. I feel like it would be a perfect song to play at a high school graduation or a skip day party or the last weeks of high school in grade 12. It has that very anthem-like, what does the future have in store, kind of singing about the, old times and the times we have now, and yearning for the older times, because the older times is when we were young and had the whole world ahead of us. So it's a very good song. A very nice way to almost tie up the album at the very end. So we have arrived at the very end of the album, track number 11, Dying in LA. Okay, so that concludes the album with Dying in LA, the sole ballad on the album, and it pretty much confirms the assumption I had earlier, how this album is about kind of telling all your non-believers and everyone who thought you wouldn't make it, and pretty much saying, hey, I did make it, and I did struggle, and here I am. And Dying in LA really put it into perspective, because as I listened to that song, it just puts into perspective everyone who goes to LA and Hollywood to achieve their big dreams, and more often than not, a lot of them don't, and a lot of them have to unfortunately cut those dreams away from their life, and they have to turn their back, and some of them probably don't even recover. I imagine LA, Hollywood in general, is a very dark place to go, though it's filled with glamour, money, fame. I possibly believe that it's probably one of the worst places you could ever go to. Like one of the quotes in the song, every face along the boulevard is a dreamer. And how many of those dreams will be tarnished, how many lives will be ruined, and it's a very unsettling notion. LA is a very powerful place, and when you do make it, you do make it, but when you don't make it, nobody will ever know who you are, and it's a very sad concept and analogy. It's a much darker song to kind of wrap up the album, but overall, this is a very strong piece of work. I really love it. It's fun to jam to, it's fun to party to have a good time to. A perfect complement to Death of a Bachelor. These two albums almost go hand in hand. Yeah, I love this album. I love almost every track. There isn't really a track on here I would skip or even delete. I love them all, which is really rare when it comes to a pop album. So yeah, if you love Panic at the Disco, don't expect anything different with this album. It isn't really progressive or experimental in the sense that they're trying something new. It's pretty much good old Panic at the Disco, but if you love their earlier work, if you love the bops, if you love the jams, you will love this album, just like I did. I honestly can't even pick a favorite track, because I love so many of them. Yeah, so Pray for the Wicked by Panic at the Disco. I think I might have said Pray for the Weekend earlier. Forgive me if I did. But yeah, that is my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Pick it up, stream it, listen to it. You will not be disappointed. Thank you for watching this video, and have an awesome night.